Good morning, my dear friends. Welcome to pre-market analysis. This session is all about analyzing market based on the price action and also taking open interest data and predicting the market, what is likely going to happen, and also what happened. We are going to talk about it. Let's see that what happened in the market. The market created a fantastic and a trending day. So market opened with a lower low formation, broke the previous day low, and then almost filled the gap. From the gap, market started creating a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Finally, our last target, that is 26,000, also reached. And from the 26,000, some recovery happened. The fall was not significant, isn't it? That is not intense selling, but the slow selling happened because of expiry. So that might be the reason. Though there was a selling, the selling was not very intense, right? So every low, they are pushing the market back to the supply. From the again near supply, the finally again they pushed from the 26,000. So this is what has happened. And if you look at the daily chart, and the decent red candle is also formed. What is a likely scenario today? That is what we are interested in. Are they going to create another red candle, or do they take a support from this 26,000? Will they create a big green candle, right? So this is what we have to check, because this is a very important demand zone in the higher time frame. This is a rally and a base rally. So we have to be very careful whether will they create a positive momentum from this 26,000. Very, very crucial. That is what we need to see, that how can we identify whether they are going to create a one more red candle, or will there be a recovery. So let's see that. And first we need to go to the 15 minutes chart, ladies and gentlemen, then we'll analyze it. So as of now, what is happening, let's see that it's lower low formation, right? Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. And as long as market trading below 26,100, we need to stay bearish. Very simple. So let us mark the first important supply, that is 26,100 supply. So as long as market is trading, if market opens the like previous day, right? The market broke the previous day low. And if market opens and previous day, if it breaks, that is a great sign. We could see that, long unwinding intensify. And so we can see one more red candle. This is very, very important psychologically, and also open interest level. There is a huge open interest at 26,000. There is a very good put writers are sitting at this 26,000. They are betting on this is not going to break. So as a intraday traders, we need to see that whether they are going to break first 26,100. If they break in the morning, that is a good sign for bulls. If the market breaks opening the day low, previous day low, that is a good sign for bears. Once, if they break in the morning 30 minutes to 1 hour, the morning low, and then you can go with the sell and rise, the same kind of setup, either consolidation breakdowns or a pushback to the supplies. So this kind of a setups also you can see, or so opening range breakdowns or a consolidation breakdowns could be entries for lower levels. And in case if market breaches the 26,100, then we can go with a buy and dip. So PDC is going to be a important demand. It is going to be, and this PDL is also going to be important demand zone for all of us. So right now, so let's mark the important demand. So that is make or break level today. So let's mark as a demand, because it's a very important psychological mark, and also open interest level and whatnot. It is also higher time frame demand, isn't it? So you can see it, right? Higher time frame demand is also there. Everything is lying. If this breaks, a very good sign for bearish traders. and the bears surely they are going to take a complete control. They may form one more red candle towards market may heading towards 25,900. So if this breaks, they may go for a gap filling. There is a gap filling area that is also happen to be a next important supply. So let's mark it and also target for bulls. So 26,150. It is also happen to be supply come gap filling, nearest gap filling for bears. So we are ready. This is a likely scenario and we are getting ready for the both the probabilities, because undertone and higher time frame, higher high, higher low, higher high, so that we are still not giving up that positive bias. We should be ready in case if market creates and take off the bulls, and from here we should be in a position to board the bullish trend. So very important. If they are creating a weakness, we'll go with a bearish, and anything if it market breaches this area, so and keep on trading below 26,100, it's a great sign for all of us for a bears and bearish trades. Anything if it breaks 26,100, then we can think about buy and dip setups. So this is about Nifty. Let's see that what has happened in the Bank Nifty, right? Let's quickly check what has happened in the Bank Nifty. So Bank Nifty also a perfect gap filling. Let's mark the PDH, PDL. Yes. See what happened is a fantastic gap filling, and then the gap filling market corrected very nicely. See, these are all the gap fillings are supply zones, right? Technically, and the imbalance areas, very important areas. Right now, this is going to act like a important supply. So Friday, the rate decision, interest rate, RBI is going to cut. So that is going to be very important today. So again, the same kind of the market is correcting, but overall higher time frame still higher high, higher low formation, higher time frame. But the important demand for Bank Nifty looks like a 59,000. So we have to be very careful near 59,000 demand, higher time frame demand. In the short term basis, yes, this is a demand, this is a and supply. So right now, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. This is what market is forming. In the lower time frame, there is a correction wave is going on. In the higher time frame, market is still looking positive. So when the trend is going to resume, when these big bulls will going to come, so then we have to be ready. If these big bulls are not coming and there is a correction, the bears are under control, then we can sell on rise. As long as market is trading below 59,500, so you have to think about selling the market, especially Bank Nifty. This is also one of the important supply. If market breaches this supply, so then think about only buy and dip. So very clear, unbiased, whether bearish or bullish, we have to join the right side of the market. Don't fight being right. It is not at all important in trading. So what is important? Joining the right side is important. So that is very important. And Bank Nifty also created a strong rejection from all-time high. Also happened to be 59,000, I know, around 600 gap filling area. So what else? Now let's back to the Nifty and we'll see that whether let's go to the Nifty now. What is the data is talking about? Let's see that. What is the data is indicating? Is it data is any sign of reversal, or Yeah, Mr. Alex, we are going to share. Okay, just have a patience. I'm going to share the link which we are coming live at 10 a.m. So I'm going to share. So right now, so this is a pre-market analysis, and yes, well, let's go to the intraday data. What is happening intraday? So there is a. Let's go to the. Yes, this is November 9th contract, next week contract. What happened yesterday? So decent call rating happened at 26,100. That is what it's a very crucial level for bulls to take a again control. So now bears are under control from the all-time high. So when do we see that bulls are going to take a control? This is where. So 26,100, there is a decent call rating. If that breaches, long unwinding and bull strength we can see. So then 26,200 also, there is a very decent rating of calls. And is there any call, put rating happened? There is no significant put rating except at a very lower levels. And 26,000, the both the call rating and put rating happened. But if you look at this, call rating is still higher than put rating. Even at a 26,000, though market recovered, and there is no significant change in the open interest, or there is no open interest strength, there is no put rating, and still there is a call rating was significant even after there is a small recovery in the last 30 minutes, right? So undertone, especially with respect to open interest, it is showing still bears are under control as of now. So data is also indicating overall data. Where can we see a very decent short long unwinding? When these longs are going to unwind, this is what a sweet spot, a morning opening range. If example market opens here and suddenly if it breaks down, you're going to get a great trade, because these guys are going to exit, these put writers. And also it is a psychological mark. 26,000 is make or break today. If it breaks, and PE. If it makes, then CE. So be ready. As a intraday traders, we have to join the right side of the market. Whether it is a bullish or a bearish, whether it is a CE or PE, be ready. So right now, a very decent support where we are going to get a very good trade in the downside is if it breaks 26,000. Where can we see a CE trades? If it breaks first 26,100, if it breaks, then we can see positive bias. The bulls may take a control. So that is what we are analyzing. Data is also telling same thing, and price action is also telling same thing. So now let's go to the other interesting part, ladies and gentlemen. What is that? So our next favorite topic is a FII data. FII data is helping many times, not all the times, because these guys SLs also getting hit. So we have noticed you've been watching our data analysis quite long time. So what is happening is almost most of the time they are right, but sometimes they suddenly square up their short positions, right? So that is what we have to be careful. But anyhow, we are identifying the level where they are going to cover the shorts. So FII is the first equity cash market. Again, they sold 3,600 crores. Yesterday, they sold around 1,000 crores, and today, that is clear indication FIIs are not happy with all-time high. Their institutions always a bargain buyers, isn't it? Why they should buy at a all-time high? At least a correction or consolidation, they may again emerge as a buyers. Right now, they are still selling, and yesterday they sold 3,600 crores. What happened in the index futures? Index futures, again, they increased their shorts from 87,000 contracts, and they are now 99,000 contracts, almost 1 lakh contracts. My dear friends, yesterday they sold around 12,000 contracts. Not a good sign for bulls. Not a good sign for bulls. And now let's go to the index options. So what happened yesterday? Let's see that what happened yesterday. Yesterday they sold 13,000 contracts of calls, and puts activity is very, very less. The puts only 135 contracts they bought, but calls they have sold around 13,000 contracts. short calls 13,000, long puts 135, and that is where there is no activity as such in spite of a weekly expiry. Very interesting, but we have to see that overall open interest still they're sitting with a time bomb. What is that? 2,65,000 contracts, long puts. They bought puts, they have not sold call options. That is also bearish. Selling call also bearish. But here, when they are aggressive, they will buy put options. It is not that every time institution means they have to sell options. They bought a put options 2,65,000. Still they are sitting a put options, long put options. They are bearish on option data, and they have not exited yesterday in spite of a weekly expiry. And what does it mean? Still undertone. FIIs are still shorting the market. They are still expecting the market will go down. But we have to see the intraday price action, whether FIIs are right or wrong. If they are right, we have to join them. If they are wrong, we have to join LIC, that is a domestic institutions. So that is what as a intraday traders all we need to do it. And now let's go to the what is these guys are doing, and pro traders. So pro traders also very important. Index futures, pro traders, and yesterday activity is very small activity. They bought around 2,400 contracts, but overall still they are shorting the market in the option, future data. Still they're 10,000 contracts short. They are shorting around with the 10,000 contracts in the futures. Let's go to the index options. This is very important for us. This is what is going to tell us what is likely going to happen in the next few days, maybe 2-3 days, what is going to happen. So right now, and yes, first we need to see that what happened yesterday. No much activity, and they bought around 34,000 call options, and also they put options around 24,000. There is no significant difference. There is no much activity. Both sides they bought it. Call also they bought, put also bought. So call bought slightly higher than put, around 10,000 contracts more than what they bought in the call. But what we are interested overall, the overall data put is 1,63,000. Still there is a significant put options they are holding, and call options only 5,000 contracts they are holding. What does it mean? Option data for both the FIIs and pros are still bearish. They are holding their positions. But the only thing is today we need to see that whether they are right or wrong. Yesterday we noticed they are right, and we went with the shorting the market. Today also we need to see that whether they are right. If they are right, we will take a put positions. If they are wrong, we'll go with the CE positions, right? Bullish positions. So that is what we need to do it. And let's go back to the global markets now. So global markets sometimes will give you the hint and the mood of the market. And first of all, let's go to the US markets. US markets, Dow Jones and flat around 0.2%, and S&P flat, and the Nasdaq 0.6%. All green, my dear friends. Okay, so good. US market is up, and next European market flat, and UK is flat. Almost France market is 0.2%, and German is 0.5%. Mixed, we could say mixed in the European markets. So we are interested in the Indian market, right? Gift Nifty, or what is happening? Gift Nifty flat, suspense. This is what is very important today. Morning opening range breakout is very important today because market is opening flat. And Nikkei 1% up, Singapore 0.2%, Hong Kong 0.1% down, Taiwan 0.1%, and Korean market 1%. Ladies and gentlemen, Europe, Asian markets are okay, but our market is, look at this, our market is still not strong, right? There is no gap up, and even 20 points down, 17 point. So this is what is happening in the Asian markets. Now let's go to the commodities, and commodities, crude oil 0.4% down, gold So that is a Chandrayana is not yet finished, 0.4% up. And let's see that gold chart, what is happening? What is these guys are doing in the gold? Okay, gold is again recovered from the nearest demand. See, please understand, commodities are driven by demand and supply. If you know that demand and supply, you are going to be a great traders in commodities. And this is a area, double top area, a rejection happened. And so here, so market creating a higher high formation from this demand. So what happened? You should keep on looking at what is happening in the higher time frame. What is happening in the higher time frame resistance level, higher time frame support levels, overall structure. And this is also good trade. This is also good trade. Whether you are a bearish, and this level bearishness is good, and this level being a bullish is also good. So that is what is happening, but undertone of gold is still bullish. Still bullish. If market again, if it breaches this 250 area, so we are going to see one more all-time high. So that is what is the gold is telling, but only it is extremely overbought. Commodities always take at a near demand and sell at a supply. The breakouts will not work. Most of the time, the breakdowns will get failed, breakouts will get failed, but only demands and supplies will prevail. So that is the beauty of commodities. Why? Commodities are driven by demand and supply. Nothing else, no rocket science. It is a simple basic science. Keep watching a demand and supplies. Gold, still bullish. So now let's go to the any important news. So news is telling RBI is likely going to and reduce the interest rate. What is that? So this is a news, and because the GDP is growing and inflation is under control, the market is expecting 25 basis points rate cut is appearing or prudent. That is what the most of the experts are predicting. That is what market is also telling. Otherwise, market would have not gone like this, right? Market is all-time high. Why? Anticipating rate cut. Is it already priced in? That is what market is correcting. So now, any other important news? Let's see that. Do we have stock specific news? If we have, then we are going to read it. Only important companies, huh? So REC, some director appointment not going to impact on the stock price. And news should impact on the stock price, isn't it? Maruti Suzuki launches One India, One EV charging platform as India moves to electric. So that is a good sign, but Maruti is slowly adapting for electrical vehicles. It's very good. And that is what Maruti is still strong. And any other thing? Not at all. No important news, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, Canara Bank is rising, a fundraising happening around 3,500 crores. So yes, that is good news because bank is getting a fresh funds to give a loans to the corporates and also personal loans. So what else we have? Piramal Finance. All NBFCs are rising NCDs, right? That is not a great news because they have to raise the funds to give loans. TVS Electronics and not a important news. Any other important news? Not a significant news which is going to impact, ladies and gentlemen. And only thing is there is a 2 IPOs are coming up today. If you really want a listing gain, sir, I want a listing gain, and then you can apply these 2 IPOs, very decent IPOs, very strong demand from the institutions, because institutions book their IPOs well before, and we apply for IPOs, right? So these guys, and Mesho and Aquas, something, I may not pronounce properly, and Mesho and this company, and going to give you very good listing gain. You can check your luck. If your luck, okay, and then you may get an allotment, and you may get a decent listing gains. And if the momentum is good, you can keep it for a long term. If because most of the IPOs are getting failed within a week, right? This is what is happening. IPO, zoom, and then correcting. So same thing happened in the urban company. So market happened and then correction happens. You should be very careful if you're applying for a listing gain, and the listing day you need to exit. So these are the two IPOs you can watch, and today both are opening. Any other thing? And people are asking for a live link, and at 10 a.m. we are coming at live, but not here, and a SEBI registered YouTube channel, and we are going to share you the link. All you need to do is you need to go to the where you need to go. Yeah, we'll traders at. Okay, just go and type traders at, and then go to the live. So especially Alex is asking, right? Mr. Alex, how are you, my dear friend? So after quite long time. So this is the link I will give you every day at 10 a.m. We are coming, and we are going to help you, my dear friend. Any FISR tigers use short covery happens. Exactly, Rohit. If 26,100 breaks, there could be a short covery. There is a couple of questions. Let us come back to the chart. What is the conclusion? As long as market is trading below 26,000, we are shorting the market. And if it breaks down, and then we are going to be aggressively shorting, whether it's an opening range breakdown or any pullback to the supply, we are shorting. If this happens, FIs may cover their shorts, and we are going with a positive bias, because FIs also go wrong. They can also square up. This is what happened. FIs were short, and this is the magic happened. So it is a surprise candle, because nobody is bigger than market. Here, FIs, SLs got triggered. They exited, and again they re-entered. Again, they are building the short positions here. They are increasing their put positions. They are increasing their short positions in the futures. It's quite natural, ladies and gentlemen. So that's all. With this good note, we are concluding, and we are going to predict Aaj B. Yes. Yesterday we predicted this candle, we predicted this candle, and also we have to predict it today what is going to happen. Are they going to give this or this? So at 10 a.m. we are going to predict it. Thank you very much. Any other questions we do have? Is there any gap need to be filled? And 25,000. Vijay Raghavan is asking 25,500. See, actually the gap is pending. This gap. See, this gap is very much possible if market breaks down 26,000, Mr. Raghavan. If market breaks down this first demand, and then we could likely, maybe, couple of days, market is going for a gap filling. And we anticipated gap filling here, but that did not happen. And they went for one more all-time high. So now slowly they're coming. So today price action is going to help. And any important questions, if I miss any questions, please don't take it negatively. And that's all we can ask in the live market. Thank you, and wish you profitable trading. We'll connect at 10 a.m.